Hi guys, it's Patricia, your independent Scentsy consultant from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Today I'm excited to bring to you my September 2020 Scentsy Empties. Now, before we get into this, I did not start and finish all in the same month. Some things had partials, etc., etc. So let's start on things that are current in the catalog. The first thing I finished up was Apple Cherry Strudel. Now this one is described as Granny Smith apple, cherry, and vanilla. This one for me, it's a really nice scent. It's very fruity. You get the cherry. It's not like a medicinal cherry. It's combined really nice with the apple. I get a tiny bit of pastry. The only problem with is this one just doesn't do the greatest for me. I've wanted it to do great. I've tried it in different areas. I just can't pick up the scent the greatest in different rooms. And so that's a little bit of a bummer for me. Rumor has it it's really nice and strong when it starts, but it dies off quick. But for me, personally, I just can't pick this scent up very well with my nose. So that just goes to show there are lots of scents that may perform well for other people. They may be strong for other people, and for some reason, you just can't find them. So for me, that's a little bit apple cherry strudel. Next one. It's a former scent of the month. That's why you see the sticker here. It's Perfect Pumpkin Pear, but this has returned in the catalog this season. So this is described as fresh pumpkin, golden pears, breeze drifting cloves, and sandalwood. So this one is not a favorite of mine. I'm kind of happy to have it gone. It's one of those love it or hate it scents. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't look forward to warming it. So for me, I get like a dusty, like dried fruit pumpkin scent. Sometimes, the thing I don't like about it is sometimes they combine together in a strange way for me. Like sometimes I feel like I can smell dog food, like sometimes dry dog food and sometimes like wet dog food, which is just not really something I want to have in my home fragrance. Now there's lots of people that buy this from me. They seem to like it. So I think it's one of those scents, it's a divider scent. Some people love it, some people don't. It's not going to be a repurchase for me, but I think we might see this come back next year because it keeps selling out on the website. This one is a favorite of mine. It's the former orange wax of pumpkin cinnamon swirl, and this one does tincture clamshells. Not to worry. The scent notes on pumpkin cinnamon swirl are fresh pumpkin, cinnamon stick, and whipped icing. I just think of this as like a pumpkin infused Cinnabon. That's what it reminds me of because you can smell like a lot of dough, sweet, gentle bakery dough. You smell a little bit of pumpkin. It's not overwhelming. And you smell that sweet icing that you put on the top. The sweet icing is what sets this to me. I love this scent. It's always going to be in my life. I'll probably put it in my Scentsy Club when it retires this season. I have quite a few, so I might hold off and chance it one more year. But maybe next year, definitely put it in my Scentsy Club. This one is Winterberry Apple Tea. So this one is described as winter tea, cranberry apple, and honey. This is a really nice one. Oh, it's such a nice tangy cranberry, but not tart, just the perfect balance with the apple mixed in. The honey is just like gently nudged in there. It's not something, if you hate honey, don't be turned off by this scent at all. Give this a try. It kind of reads a little bit plum-like, a soft plum. If you like that kind of scent, then pick this one up. This is a great mixer with so many things. And again, a little bit of discoloration with the clamshell. That one is about a medium plus on strength, and it lasts a fairly long time for me. So that is good. The next one got a lot of compliments this month for me, Cider Mill. So Cider Mill is described as apples, pumpkin, and simmering spices. And I think they put this in the spice category. I do pick up on spices. I feel like there's a mild to moderate level. Maybe mild, but it's done perfectly with this scent. This scent is along the lines of Pumpkin Apple from Bath & Body Works. So if you're familiar with that scent, and you're looking for something in wax melt form, then you want to pick up Cider Mill. My husband's friend complimented this. I took some testers to my mom to smell because she's super picky. And she really liked this. She said, oh my gosh, that's yummy. So definitely one that gets lots of compliments, even from the picky people. That's Cider Mill. And it's pretty strong. It's definitely noticeable down in my open concept. That's where I warmed it 4 cubes at a time, finished up this bar. Definite repurchase. And I finished up a bar of honey pear cider. This one has scent notes of pear, honey, ginger root, cinnamon, and clove. I feel like the ginger is kind of what sets this off. It's not a sharp ginger. It's done really well, kind of like a dried ginger. And it's the honey and the pear. I always describe it like if it was a meal, it's seasoned perfectly because everything melts together to give you a nice end result. Nothing jumps out as overbearing. Nothing jumps out as cloying. It's beautiful. This is a great, great one. My only concern with it is in my open concept, it's not quite strong enough. Like it starts out great and then I just lose it quickly. So for me, honey pear cider is best warmed in like my entranceway, my TV room, places like that. It's not a scent that I probably warm a lot here in my bedroom, but if I wanted to, I could warm something like this because the room has doors, walls, keeps it contained a little bit. It's just a little bit lost in an open concept for me. Okay, let's move on to the only scent of the month that I finished. This is Rise and Sunshine, and I believe this was July 2020 scent of the month. This is Sunny Orange, Cherry, and Red Berries. The sun just came out. Speaking of sunshine. This always makes me think of that song. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like joy and pain, sunshine and rain. You know that one? Joy. Anyway, pain. Okay, so this one here, it definitely has a nice clementine presence to me. Not really orange, more clementine, which is really bright and vibrant. And then I get a little bit of the warm medley of spices kind of creep in there. You can definitely smell them. I don't really smell cherries or red berries. And I think that the problem with this scent is it just doesn't mention the spices. So hopefully if you pick this scent up, you know that it has a little bit of spices in it. But it is really, really nice. Great for like September, October, that transition time. If you wanted to warm something a little bit fresh in your house, this would be really, really nice. All right. Margaret is very happy to report she finished a brick. Yay! Margaret is just a joke that I say. When I buy bricks, it's because my altar influence Margaret tells me to, and that's my middle name. So that's where that joke came from a long time ago. Now it's just kind of stuck. Anyway, this one here, I really like this scent. It's cardamom, cinnamon stick, grated nutmeg, steamed milk. Basically, it's like a vanilla spicy scent. It's got nutmeg, cinnamon, and cardamom. So all those mixed together give you the like chai latte kind of thing. But once this warms after a little bit, the spices kind of leave and you're left with a nice soft vanilla scent. I don't really get steamed milk per se. It reads like a vanilla based scent. So yes, brick, all gone. I have more of this scent. This one has never returned as a voting option for the Bring Back My Bar, so I wish it would. I tend to warm this in my entranceway. It's really, really nice. It lasts a fair amount of time because it kind of is that two-phase, like the cinnamon spice phase and then the vanilla phase. Some people don't get the greatest performance from this, but it works great for me. I even warm this sometimes in my open layout, so I really like this one. Cinnamon chai latte. I'd love to see that come back as a voting option because the people that do love it really would love to see it back. They're probably working on their bricks just like me though. All right, let's talk about some retired scents. It's always good to hear about retired scents because sometimes they come back in a Bring Back My Bar. And also you want to kind of formulate your Bring Back My Bar voting list. So whether it's on paper or on phone, you should do that. The first one I finished up is All You Need Is Love. This one is coconut sugar, creamy vanilla, and Bing cherry. This was a spring and summer scent, probably 2018. I think the Bing cherry scared people away. This is like a warm coconut, almost like a coconut sugar oil scent. It's a little bit tropical, it's a little bit creamy. Really nice. Now, if you have tried this scent and you like it and miss it, and you have a diffuser, you can pick up the coconut sugar oil, which is a mimic of this scent. So just to know, you can still kind of have your fix. This one here, it does really well in medium zones. I would say medium plus on strength, and it's fairly long lasting. I really like this one. I would love to see that one come back. I finished up a very sweaty green wax of lime and sugarcane. This one has scent notes of lime, sugarcane, and frozen mint. This one to me changes a little bit, like it's really grungy in there. I don't know if you can see. I think the sugarcane changes the scent a little bit with time. Scents like this, I think you should dig them out and warm them because I think these would be ones that might not necessarily go bad, but they do change in their quality of scent. So It still performed great in terms of strength. It was pretty strong down in my open layout. So that one is lime and sugarcane. And they never seem to remember to put this on the voting list in time. So it's always at a bit of a disadvantage. But hopefully we'll see that come back for all the lime lovers. I definitely like that one myself. We have from the International Wax Collection, Windowsill Breeze. This one is described as fresh, clean breeze and crisp linen. Now, some people have said this is like a laundry softener, and I forget the name of it, and we do not get it here, I don't think, in Canada. But this one has a very distinct note, a very pungent, soapy note, and it's very much a strong, like clean cotton scent from, you know, similar to Yankee Candle's Clean Cotton. It has that plus the extra note. If that is something that you would like, you can definitely pick up Windowsill Breeze and the laundry line and give it a try. It's available in whiffs and the washing liquid only. But this one is not a favorite of mine, probably because I'm not a huge laundry and wax person, but a lot of people like this. And I do sometimes put something like this on my open layout. It works perfectly there because it's a challenging area and laundry scents are nice and strong and can carry themselves usually in an open layout, no problem. So that is Windowsill Breeze. The next one is a love of mine. It's in my club. Actually, I think we have a few coming up that I really, really like. My Hero. I love this one, and I pray it comes back because I have this in a secondary club that I need to get rid of, but I have this in it, so I want to be able to get this without having that second club. Anyway, this says cool citrus, white birch, and crisp air. It just smells like a man that's getting ready to go for the evening with his lady. He's wanting to smell good for her, and he's freshly clean. He puts this on. He's got his leather jacket on. You're sitting in the car, and you can smell him, and you're like, we just need it to be the end of the night because this is so nice. That is My Hero. Perfect, perfect. Love it. And it's very, very, very long lasting at about a medium intensity. So another love of mine are Rainbows and Butterflies. This one is described as fresh strawberries, pineapple juice, vanilla citrus. I don't really get strawberries that are fresh. I get a kind of like a confection scent that I just love. It's hard to describe this one. The vanilla citrus probably is what makes it that candy-like component. This is really, really good. It's not very long lasting, but I don't care. This is a club scent for me. I have it with My Hero, so hopefully that will come back. The next one we have is the beautiful pink wax of Pink Haze. The lighting is really hard in here today. Berries, nectarines, vanilla-laced whipped cream, and marshmallow fondant. Yeah, and this is one of those scents, I always describe it like it's not really much on cold, but when you put it in the warmer, it really comes to life. It's very sweet, but marshmallowy at the same time. It's girly with that little bit of fruitiness that kind of, it gives a little bit of like a dusty raspberry tone with like lots of marshmallow and fondant. And fondant is that stuff that they put over fancy wedding cakes. It almost looks like you have to roll it out. Anyway, I really like Pink Haze. I have multiples of that. It's not in my club. I made it an executive decision not to put it in there, but I definitely have multiples. It's about a medium intensity and about an average duration for me. Hazelnut Latte. This is an older bar. First time I've ever warmed this one. This one is, I have it written down. The light sprinkling of cinnamon on its light fluffy top gives you your latte the kick it needs, etc., etc. I probably got bored of writing. Basically, you've got like the gentle coffee scent, lots of creaminess, and the hazelnut. And kind of like a very, 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 very soft, spicy presence. Very soft. So I really like this scent. This was nice and warm and inviting and cozy. Great for my entranceway. Where else did I warm this? I think I warmed this in my TV room. I think I warmed it once here in my bedroom because I like it. Anyway, I'd like to see this one come back. I think I have one more bar, and I'll probably hold on to that one until I know it's going to come back. This one is from Frozen 2. It's Mythic Journey. Never remember the names. This one is a very bright, clean, airy, fresh scent. with like some floral activity. My son told me, well, I'll tell you the notes. It says black currant, which I don't get, autumnal pear, which I don't get, and salty ocean waves. Maybe salty ocean waves. It's not very salty, but oceanic and pretty like that, yes. My son described it as silky, airy clouds. So I think that's a really good description. Yeah, I like this one. It lasts a long time in my kid's bathroom, like very long lasting. So that is Mythic Journey. That Frozen 2 collection, it kind of took me by surprise. Like I think I liked it better once it was gone. Like not gone as in melted, but like it was out of the clearance. I tried it and I'm like, oh, this one I like, this one I like, this one I like. Anyway, this one's returning in December, Sweet Plum Pastry. So a lot of people are happy about this because some people have never tried this. And if you haven't tried it, it's basically black plum, toasted coconut, and marshmallow cloud. So basically, I don't know why they use goofy descriptions like that, but basically it's a nice like bakery. There's a little bit of like tart, like pastry with the coconut. It doesn't really smell like coconut to me. It smells like an exotic, maybe a little bit of coconut, but the plum really comes out. On the second day, I feel like I get a little bit of marshmallowiness. I actually put this in yesterday and it was going all day, and today I thought, well, instead of changing it because I'm lazy, I'm just going to chuck in some caramel vanilla delight right on top. And I normally don't do that, but I was like, I don't really feel like, so those two are working really well together. Definitely nice together. Let's move on to the Bring Back My Bars. I didn't finish a ton of those, but I did finish some different ones. So the first one can you hear that? That's my son. He's excited. He doesn't speak, but he definitely voices his displeasure sometimes and things that he really likes. So anyway, cranberry bread. This is a really old one from 2017. It says warm bread, spices, cranberry, and orange. Now this was, it says spices, but it's like red hot cinnamon. Like I love cinnamon, but I found this was a little bit too red hot cinnamon for me. I wanted some of those other notes to come out. It was strong in an open concept. And I think I left it maybe a day to a day and a half. But those are long, like weekend days, I would say. Would I repurchase this if given the chance? I don't think so. It wasn't as wow factor as I was hoping for. A little bit too much red hot cinnamon in the cranberry bread. The next one I finished up was spiced pear. Simmered pear, plum, cider, and vanilla wood. This is a light scent. A little bit of the vanilla wood is heavy for me with the pear. I always want this to be stronger. It's not very strong, so it would probably not be a repurchase, but it's so pleasant. I would love it in something like a body care or a hand soap or a lotion. That would be really nice. I finished up Jumpin' Jelly Bean. This is one of my mom's favorite scents. It's very juvenile. It's very sweet. The scent notes are pear, apple, lemon, and sugar. And I get a lot of lemon and pear with this. Yeah, and I've said this before, and it sounds so stupid, but it smells like a little bit of a chlorinated pool as well. But I like it. This one, I remember the day I put this in, I thought to myself, I might have had like a dud or two of something, and I'm like, I want something strong. I want something that I can smell really obvious in my open layout. So that's what I went with. It's definitely a good performer. It's not very long lasting though, but I don't mind if it kind of gives me the payoff that I need. This one is really, really nice. Woodland Suede, a little bit of a sweaty bar that I got rid of. Red oak, smoky cedar, suede musk, and bright winter lemon. I don't know about all those notes. I definitely get a smokiness towards the end of the warming and a very strong woodsy note. At the beginning, it's a very sweet presence, like a very sweet, mossy, bright, lemony presence. I don't know. This reminds me a little bit of Cozy Cabin. If you're familiar with that and you like Cozy Cabin, then this would be a good one to consider voting back because it's definitely stronger. I really like this. This is one of those scents that when I put it in, I'm like, man, why haven't I warmed this? I don't enjoy it as much at the end of the warming as I do at the beginning, but this is super, super nice. Highly recommend giving that one a try. And the last Bring Back My Bar I finished up was an old packaging of cranberry muffin. This was one that I picked up. I think I picked up 2 on a flash sale, and they sent me 3. And I felt kind of dishonest, so I was going to just not say anything, but I did call them and tell them I had an extra bar, and she's like, you keep it, dear, you keep it. So I didn't really keep it. I actually gifted it to Ramona when she came down because she really wanted to try it. And I think, if my memory serves me correct, Ramona wasn't overly impressed with it. It is a bit of a lighter scent, and it's, okay, let me just read you the notes. It says cranberries, buttery brown sugar batter, nuances of walnuts and toffee. It doesn't really smell like those things. It smells like a perfumey cranberry muffin. Like, if you picture a cranberry muffin and made a bright perfume airiness to it, that's what you get. So it's a little bit odd, like your cranberries were a little bit tart and perfumey, and that mixed with a muffin batter. Not very much toffee, not very much nuttiness, not very much like brown sugarness. Just like a straightforward muffin batter with perfumey cranberry. All right, let's go into the testers that I warmed that are not in Tester Tuesday. If you're not familiar with my channel and this is the first time that you're finding me, welcome. And if you like Scentsy videos, please consider subscribing. I put out usually at least 2 a week typically, but every week I do a Tester Tuesday series video where I discuss 2 to 3 scents and in detail, so you can go back and look through those. There's lots to go through. And actually I looked up and I believe I have 8 out of the 20 Bring Back My Bar scents already done in past Tester Tuesdays. We have another one coming up this week, and each week we'll probably have an offer of one to be voted on, so that's always nice. Anyway, let's talk about the testers I used to diminish my stash that aren't in Tester Tuesday. I used up 3 Cozy Firesides. This is a scent you can get right now. It's been around for years as a fall and winter scent. Woo, it's a strong one. It's basically warm spice notes with zesty ginger and cinnamon. There's definitely a clove note in here. One of my subscribers talked to me about that they picked this up and they really disliked it because they thought it smelled like a toothache remedy, you know, in progress in their house. They didn't like it. I work at a dental office, so I'm okay with clove notes, but this is a nice scent. It's a little bit smoky, a little bit fiery with the spices, a little bit different. Definitely has a following. It's a nice, good performing scent, so I like that about it, and I'm okay with it. And the next one I finished up is 2 little samples of Belle Enchanted Rose. And I might as well just talk about this at the same time because I have a, what do you call this thing? It's not really a scent circle, it's like a scent shape. A scent shape of Belle Enchanted Rose. So this one has rose petals, passion fruit, and sandalwood. Woo, and you can definitely get rose and the passion fruit. Sandalwood, not so much to me. Yeah, this one here is a strong little sucker. These are strong, this little one. Now, unfortunately, this one was not strong. So I put this in my vehicle, and I have like an old SUV that we kind of use as our family vehicle, and then I have a smaller, like a RAV4 that I purchased off my mom because she, or like a lease, I bought out her lease. I can put anything in the RAV4, anything, and it'll scent. I can smell it no problem. The Saturn, which is the bigger one, the older one, it just doesn't, it has like a background, like my car is old kind of smell. Things have a hard time there. So this did not do the greatest there. And I just want you to keep that in mind. Some vehicles, it's like they're very difficult to scent if they have a lot of airspace. If your car generally takes a long time to heat up, the air in the car, it's probably going to be a challenging vehicle to scent. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Anyway. This scent here, just before we move on, I'll talk a little bit about Belle. Years and years ago, my sister, she loves to enter tons of contests, and she entered me in a contest and didn't tell me about it. Then she told me, okay, Patricia, you have to come to Park Lane in Halifax. They're having a big giveaway with the radio station, and we're trying to win a trip to Florida. I think it was Florida. And I'm like, okay, fine. And she's like, but you can't tell anybody that you didn't qualify yourself. Like, you have to pretend. And I said, fine. So we were it was in the theater, and they were doing the giveaway type thing, but they kept playing that song like, be our guest, put your service to the test, you know, and about the movie and everything. And I said to Christine, why? That's my sister. I said, why do they keep playing that song? It's so, like, that's all they're playing. And Christine's like, that's the song you were supposed to qualify to. She goes, you're going to ruin it for me. Anyway, we didn't win, but I just think of that song, and I think of my sister, and she's kind of a funny character. And she's probably watching this video, and I love her. But anyway, it makes me think of her, so. All right, let's move on. Clean Breeze. I finished these two up because these were white wax testers and they were very, very old. Woo, but they were strong. Basically white florals and spring with the scent of fresh, clean laundry. Definitely a strong scent. Available year-round in the fresh category. And here's a little bag. I finished up Johnny Appleseed, some Johnny Appleseed testers, and some caramel sugar cone testers. So this is a combo that people actually did a while before the caramel apple craze came out in its own bar. So caramel sugar cone is gooey caramel, vanilla, sugar cone, and malt. And Johnny Appleseed is basically Macintosh apples, the peels of the apple, and pears. These two together are super, super enjoyable. I actually prefer these as a combo over caramel apple craze personally, but if you love that combo and you do not have either of those scents, then pick up caramel apple craze and that will give you a very close similar result. Those two scents do very well together, nice and strong in an open layout. All right, this one is coming back soon. It is Vanilla Oud. Vanilla Oud. This is the one that I really like. I have some bars, but I just had these two mini testers. I put them in my bathroom as like an overnight scent. Basically sweet vanilla, leather, and oud wood. And this thing just keeps going and going and going. If this is in a small to medium zone, this performs very, very well for me. It's one of those scents, I think the longer your bar sits in the stash, the better it performs. Oh, amazing. I think that if I was like at Buckingham Palace, I think I would expect to smell this because it's like sophisticated, but like basic and beautiful all at the same time. Something that rich people would warm. Butter pecan, this is the last tester we're going to talk about. Candied pecan, maple, and butter. Whoa, and it's nice and creamy. It kind of reminds you of like butter pecan ice cream a little bit. The maple's nice. This is a really nice one. It's nice and strong. Does die down a little bit, but I don't really care. It's nice and strong. I'm okay with that, even though I traditionally do not like maple. Okay, so let's talk about some oils before we talk about the non-Scentsy wax items. I kept this little container to put my oils in, and I'm a good girl, and I finished 3 this month. These are the 5 milliliter sample size, and we'll talk briefly about these. I think all 3 are discontinued. This one is a really good one, pineapple, coconut, lime. Basically, it's pineapple, coconut, lime, and sugar cane. This was from the spring and summer of 2017. Oh, I have more of this. This is really nice. If you stumble across this somewhere, pick it up for sure. Vanilla, cinnamon, clove. I don't think that's available this year. I think it didn't come back. Basically, it's like it's described as the title implies. Yeah, I don't really like this one very much. It has like almost like an anise flavor or scent to it. Nah, not for me. And I finished up Coco Espresso Mint. This is strong. This one was a little bit like of a brownish color oil. I don't know if you can kind of see that right here. Yeah, you definitely get, it says dark chocolate, peppermint, caffeinated kick of vanilla. There's not much vanilla in this, let me tell you. You definitely get the mint. You get the cocoa and the like chocolate. And the coffee. Yeah, anyway, that's the oils I finished up. All right, let's move on. We are gonna wrap this puppy up. I finished up 2 scent circles. Blue Grotto is one that my husband really, really enjoys. This is in the citrus category of the catalog. It's like lush botanicals, and it's got citrus, and it's a very sweet scent. And this is totally, like I was in his vehicle the other day and I said, we need to change this. Like people that aren't into Scentsy as much as we are, they have to be told, like, give that to me and let me change it for you. Anyway, I finished up an Accidentally in Love. This one I did try to repurpose by spraying it with the room spray. And the first time you do it, it does soak up the spray quite well. But then after a while, I feel like you spray it and it just wants to run off. So just be careful. If you have a bag, make sure you put it in a bag. And just be careful because the oils in the room sprays can damage things. The oils in anything really can damage things with direct contact. So just be aware of that. This is like gingery tangerine, palm frond, and I don't know, something else maybe. Yeah, it's a very light scent here. It did pretty good in my big, hard to scent vehicle, so that's not so bad. I have 2 dryer discs. They are in different scents. This is aloe, water, and cucumber. This is sea salt and avocado. I like both scents, but I love sea salt and avocado. My work, I think I've told you before, when I wash the gowns that we have to wear now as part of our ensemble for the coronavirus, I wash mine. I put a little tiny bit of the washer whisk, not too much to overwhelm anybody, and I put this in, and I use the liquid as well. And one of the other assistants at the office, she loves it. And she basically, I think she would buy it if she could get it, but that scent is no longer available. So I will just show you, I did finish up a laundry liquid and sea salt and avocado. And one thing I want to say is, I was talking about this in one of my videos to make sure you don't overdo the pumps. Like I was saying, like, don't overdo the pumps. You want to make sure you can rinse it out well. If there's residual soap in your fabrics of any clothes, it can lead to bacterial growth, it can lead to a film, blah, blah, blah. Literally, like a few hours later, Scentsy put up something on their news station about this. And I'm like, well, that's kind of creepy. Like, I didn't even see it beforehand. It just perfectly synced with what Scentsy put out later in the day. So, I don't know. That was a little bit weird. I did finish up another one in Palm Beach Breeze. This one was kind of a lingerer that I had, like, kicking around. And sometimes if I finish up the whiffs before I finish up the liquid, then I use just liquid only on my sports clothes, like Lululemon, those kind of fabrics, because I don't want to use the whiffs with those. I just prefer not to myself. But here is the Palm Beach Breeze whiffs. This one reminds me of Honeymoon Hideaway, but like a perfumey hairspray version. So if you like Honeymoon Hideaway and you can get a handle of it, washer whiffs, because sometimes consultants have them kicking around, they pick them up, they didn't use them. If you see this and you really want to try it, or it never hurts to ask. All right, I've finished up 2 dish soaps. One was as a hand soap that I filled up containers, and this is Fiesta Lime, and I don't like this scent. It's really not, like the more I use it, the more I'm not liking it, but what can you do? Anyway, so I didn't, like, what I did was I just put it in my kids' bathroom. So, because I don't usually go in their bathroom very often, so I put it in there for them to finish up. So, sorry, kids. And I finished up for real a dish soap in the sink where you wash your dishes and squeeze the day. And this was okay. I mean, in my opinion, because there's a lot of dish soaps that are lemony, then this didn't really stand out as a different, unique kind of scent to me. But now, there's not a lot of scents that are like this. Or there's not a lot of scents like Johnny Appleseed. Or there's not a lot of scents like, aloe water and cucumber. Like certain scents you may not find in name brand dish soaps easily. So that's what I would tend to go for. And actually, one more thing. I went to my mom's yesterday, and she's someone that rarely uses Scentsy. And she asked me for a bulb. She said her bulb burnt out. And I said, sure, no problem. And my mom's really picky, so I can hear my son. I'll just wait for a second. Anyway, my mom, she said her bulb burnt out. So I went there with some testers, because there's no sense bringing bars, because she's very picky, and some of them you're like lugging lots of bars back. So I just brought a bunch of testers, and I saw her dish. It was like full of wax. I said, Mom, like, what are you doing? Are you not changing the wax? She goes, well, sometimes I just add it on top. I said, like every 2 cubes you put in? She goes, I use 2 cubes at a time. So anyway, this was the scent that she finished. So this is probably this is Southern Sweet Tea. This is probably the second bar she's finished in like 2 years. What can you do? So anyway, I geared her up. I took the wax out of the dish. The bottom of the dish was brown. I said, Mom, you gotta clean your dish. So I cleaned the dish for her. I said, look how clean it is. She's like, oh, that's great. Anyway, so one of the things I brought for her was Autumn Hearth. She loves that scent. So we put a couple testers in. I showed her how to cut them out. I gave her lots of testers. And a lot of the testers she rejected and gave them back to me. Certain ones she didn't want, like a Huckleberry Wreath and Candied Cranberry Pecan, and I forget. Anyway, but we were sitting there, and just a few minutes after that, she's like, this is so enjoyable. I can smell that new scent, and I love it. So just makes me happy. It'll probably take her, I'll make sure I get her a bar, but it'll probably take her like 2 years to finish that bar. Anyway, let's move on to the question of the month. I like to wrap things up with the question of the month, and we're going to do a positive type of question of the month. Well, I hope they're all kind of positive, but this month, what I want you to do is help out a fellow subscriber last month. I think it was Leslie. She asked me who I like to watch as Scentsy YouTubers. And the list could go on and on and on. But what I thought was, well, let's get you guys to give her the answer, because everybody would know different people. And you can kind of just say down in the comments below who you really like to watch often, even if it's someone that's big, like Lisa Roberry, or someone that's new and small that you recently discovered. Put it down in the comments below so everyone can benefit. Hop on over to their channels and subscribe. I'd like to wish you guys all a great day in your neck of the woods. I hope you like this video. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.